Welcome, it's Little Black Book again, and we're here to help you set the bar to build, acquire, and repair your relationships in order to get the best and the maximum output from them. Today, guys, we're still talking about the mindset of fear, and what we're talking about now is how fear affects your relationships in a day-to-day environment. What we want to talk about today is the fact that how fear really influences your relationship and influences the individual, because we already said it that in the basic instructions before leaving Earth book, Timothy, that fear is a spirit. It influences you to think a certain way. And when I say influence, I want to let you know that you have a conscious choice to make at that certain point in time and how you react to a situation and how you feel about a situation. But the fear dictates how you act because we allow it to. Number one is this: fear in a relationship breeds insecurity in you. You as an individual will have insecurity based upon one of those four factors we spoke about in terms of either parents, environment, experience, or friends. People have insecurities about themselves. Whether you think you're ugly, whether you think you're not worth it, whether you feel like you're not good enough for your partner, whether you feel like, listen, I am the downtrodden, I don't deserve you kind of feelings. All those are perpetrated by experience, by what friends have said to you. The basic instructions before leaving Earth tells us life and death in the tongue, what people tell you. Also, that tongue has the ability to inject slow poison in you through words. So certain times people get into relationships, that fear of and that insecurity is a poison from what somebody has said previously or done to them previously. And so it breeds insecurity in you. And when that insecurity is in you, the way you react to certain situations is abnormal. It's over the top. You're overreacting. In the basic instructions before leaving Earth, it says, be angry but sin not. What does that mean? You are allowed to be angry, but the way you react is very important. Fear will have you being insecure over your partner. Okay? This is where a lot of guys become aggressive, become very controlling. This is where you get physical, emotional, sexual abuse from other people because it is born out of fear. It can't be born out of love. It is born out of fear. And so because of fear of those learned experiences, guys or females, even I said guys, that's really wrong, guys or females, they have insecurities about their partner. If you've been cheated on, now that can affect the way you look at your next partner, and you may feel like whenever they do certain things, you think they're going to cheat on you. And the way you react to that is now you cause a scene, you make it an argument, you overreact to something that was done or said. Why? Because of the insecurity in you. Fear always elicits an emotional response. It's never logical, it's always an emotional response, because fear has to tap into your emotions. Where does fear exist? It exists in the mind. It exists in the soul of a human being. Where the emotions lie? In the soul or the mind of a human being. So what fear does, it taps into the emotions of an individual. I already said earlier on that there are two energy wavelengths that scientists will talk about, which is love or fear. So in order for fear to have its greatest grip on you, it taps into your emotions. When it taps into your emotions, it taps into experiences that are linked to the emotions in order to get the greatest response from you. I'm going to make a point here. The reason why we say you need agape love, not just love, but agape love. Agape love means to have unconditional love. But guess what? No human being on the face of this earth, I've challenged people. Some people said, oh, I have agape. You have not got agape love. You haven't. You cannot have agape love without God. It doesn't exist. Because agape love means there is no ounce of fear in you. That's the only way you can unconditionally love somebody. Imagine somebody hurt. Like, for instance, you say, I say about forgiving people. Imagine someone's killed your mum, killed your dad, killed your sister. Are you not gonna be fearful of them not trying to kill you? Of course you are. Of course you are. And how are you gonna react? You're not gonna react the same way. You're not gonna react coolly. Why is that? Because you have not got the absolute ounce of no fear in you. You're a human being. You will have some type of fear in you. So the only way to have unconditional love is through God. Do you get it? Because the Bible says the basic instructions for leaving Earth tells us that God is love. Number 5, oftentimes a lot of people carry baggage. Baggage is fears. Fears exist in your baggage which come from ex-partners. I remember people always say, look, if you get married to somebody, you've never had sex with them, like, it can be crap sex. But here's the thing, you can, a lot of time, sex exists in the brain, you know. The good feeling of sex is from the brain. It's the oxytocins that are released in you that make you enjoy sex. So if the person's giving you dead sex, it's because the connection isn't there. Because sex exists in the brain. So if your connection, where does connections exist? In the brain, or in the soul, if you want to call it that. So if the connection's not there, then the sex might not be there too. Going upon that principle. Do you get what I'm saying? So when you have an ex-partner, what do people do? They compare. It's only natural. What you've previously had, you compare to what you now have. So where fears come from, people drag fears from their past relationship into their new. If you're a person who does that, there is a big problem, because when you drag your fears from the past into the present, you create even more havoc. Because what you're trying to do is rectify time, and you cannot. You cannot go back in time to rectify, because if you did, you change a whole lot of things which create mayhem. And that's what we do in our present relationships. Create mayhem through past. It is induced in our relationships through failed relationships of our parents. A lot of people are coming from single parent homes. That produces a fear. It could be a fear that the person may leave them when they get in a relationship. That could be a fear of the fact that they can't make this work. This could be a fear that they can't commit, which is a lot of men. They can't commit. It's actually a fear. It comes from that, you know what I'm saying? They have a fear that they're going to cheat. They can't stay faithful. Do you know what I'm saying? So there are a lot of fears that what we've seen from our parents do in their relationship. We bring it into our one, and how that affects our current relationship is this. Fear, remember I said, it prohibits you from manifesting your vision. If you have seen you and your girlfriend making it all the way to marriage and married and having kids and everything, but because of the fear, it cripples and stifles your vision and allowing it to be manifested. So now you can't marry, or you won't have a successful marriage because of the fear in you. It cripples your manifestation of your vision. Cool. And my last point is, a lot of fears come from friends. And you hear, especially females, they love it. Oh, my guy's done this, my guy's done that. And then they'll say, your guy, that's why female says, all men are dogs. What that does psychologically is input poison into our mind of an individual. So now when they look at the opposite sex, how do they see them? They see them through the poison they're looking through. Do you get what I'm saying? So now it creates a fear that, oh, all guys cheat, then, well, the way I'm going to behave to him, I'm going to elicit an emotional response. Going back to that point, I'm going to use an emotional response and try to handle the situation in a certain manner, not knowing that what has been said has influenced the way they think and feel. Do you get it? So it's important to understand that your fears affect your relationship currently. It's time for you to assess whether these fears that you're having are legitimate reasons based upon your current situation. Someone has done something which has brought an experience in that current relationship that's made you have a certain fear right now. Or you need to assess whether this is past, whether this is from outside knowledge, outside talking, which has no understanding or bearing upon your relationship because they don't know what's going on in your relationship. Do you get it? So understand that you may have baggage. Am I carrying that baggage into my relationship? Because I've already got enough baggage in my current relationship that to be bringing a past baggage, that's going to be emotional. So guys, little black book here again. Like I said, we're here to help you set the bar, build, acquire, and repair relationships. Okay? Are you mad? Are you mad? Are you lead? Little black book, we are here and you're on our team. Checking out, baby.